team. Namaste, मेरा नाम Chris. अक्षय मेरे घर खुशी होए. Hello everybody, new name here, playing my favorite game, Watcher Realms, and just greeting people with Namaste in Hindi translates to I salute you. That's a good sign of respect to anybody that you meet at any time, stranger, relative, whatever. And in this upload, I'm going to show you on Nightmare level how to deal with a pesky new Void Rift first floor boss fight. So we're going to go into the guide section real quick here, and we're going to look at the Shadow Keeper. And you'll notice that the Shadow Keeper is resistant to magic. So she's not going to be able to be, if you bring Nocturne, Nocturne's not going to do too well. Comet, not going to do too well. Boreas won't do too well. The other minions that are in here or whatever, they're just fodder, okay? The mages that come out, they're the Agitator, I should say. They're also magic resistance. So in this fight, I'm going to utilize Idril. And the best combo in the game, in my opinion, for non-bonded pairs is Idril and Aracha. And you'll see here on this fight how powerful Idril really is. And I'll show you the gears after. Now remember, this is Nightmare. So you have to have gear. You have to have some Lunaria. She could work as well, but the damage wouldn't be nearly as immense. And there are many ways to do this fight, I'm certain, especially considering that it's a Nightmare 35% stat boost faction. And you'll notice I didn't bring any Nightmares. So this strategy with these heroes and the stats that I will show you at the end has worked for me in the past every time once I figured this out. And the first thing I do is I place Idril down on this inside tile facing left. And you'll watch as her distance grows because of the Aracha Pierce Lord bonus. Next is Dolo. Okay, you don't really need to worry about who you put if it's Dolo or if it's Brokir at that moment, but it's best to get Dolores so that she's in time with the rage meter of Idril. However, I want to get my Brokir down because he's my cheat death tank. I don't have a bonded Silas. So you'll see accounts that have a bonded Silas won't have to utilize the tank. They'll just put Silas here with an Autumn and they'll nuke that boss in her phase 1. I can't do that. So you might be wondering now, you're like, well, what are you going to do about this archer behind Idril? And you're not using Idril's ultimate. This is where Aracha comes in. So she's not a fully maxed Aracha. Her skills aren't maxed, but you're seeing she can do some decent work for you. Now my next hero to go down is Silas, beside Dolores, facing down because you'll watch his range grows a tile as well. So I won't engage Dolores ultimate until Silas can get his going. Now, Brokir, see how he was almost dead? I brought him his shield. So he's 148,000 or something shield. So the boss can't really kill him with with the shield up. As soon as his shield expires, you'll see that now he's cheating death. And I just skilled him up, so I think it lasts like 10 seconds. So Eloin can't heal him because he has the healing debuff. And the reason that I put her there is because she's generating rage. Watch Silas. Silas every so often is going to get a brief little tick of rage, okay? So watch how the boss kills Eloin. And now she's not going to kill anybody. She's going to path to this corner and then just hang out. So I don't have to worry. And you're looking at Aracha up at the top here, and you might be wondering, you're like, well, isn't she going to die? Yes. And I'm okay if she dies. Sometimes she dies. Most of the time she doesn't. But this is, again, how strong Idril is. Idril's going to help out Aracha. And you're watching my Silas just do his job. Barely do his job down there. That's all I needed him to do was lower the boss to about 5%. Okay? So the next thing, bring Laurel back in. I won't send her yet with her retreat. As soon as I have that Dolores ultimate available, I will retreat her. So I'm going to let this mob die. The boss should die to Idril. And now you're smooth sailing. Sometimes I can kill the boss in that corner with Silas. It depends on crits or whatever. So you'll notice here, I can kind of do whatever I want now. Okay? It doesn't really matter who I put and where as the tanks go. But I'm just going to put my tanks at the top facing to the outsides so that they draw the aggro of the mages that will spawn. Now, I put my Elo in it as soon as she becomes available, and I'll make sure that she's able, because with Eloin's ultimate, if you don't know, it extends, okay? So I can actually take out some heroes here and put her so that she can heal both those tanks. The reason that her ultimate is so powerful is that it does a full cleanse. So if your tank has a red arrow down with the red cross indicating that it's having a heal debuff, or 100% it can't heal whatsoever, whatever that debuff means, Eloin's ultimate will cleanse it. So her normal heal range is as you see there. So again, when you use her ultimate, she grows wings, okay? So now you'll notice with the Idril, I didn't engage her ultimate or Dolores until the mobs are pretty close, because I want to be able to have some of it left for when this mage pops. And it's not necessary, but it helps. So another thing that you'll see that I'll do here is I'll take my Aracha. It doesn't really matter, but I could send her over here to help with the Silas side, or I could send her to the other side to help with the Oleg Idril side. It doesn't matter. Once that boss is dead with this setup, it's GG. I could put this on ×2 and yappity yap to you all I want. Don't even really need to use Laurel at all. And you'll see here how strong Silas is unbonded. Okay? He got rickrolled. There was no chance that he was going to survive that. Okay? That's how he's just cannon fodder. So what you can do is you can use this defender and move it up to the next tile. And he becomes the aggro target. Or you can move it up to even another tile, because you'll see how Eloin or whatever healer you bring is able to heal them. I purposely showed you Silas dying because I want you to see the real MVP. Once that boss is nuked, Silas's job is over. And if your Silas is bonded, his ultimate does double the damage. So you can imagine if you're struggling, but you have this kind of a lineup with Silas, you're going to be all right. So we're going to put it in ×2, speed this noise up a bit. So you'll notice again, I'm not going to do anything right away with Idril because she can hit this mob without having to use her ultimate. Okay, so I'm going to wait until these other mobs, the big boys, have spawned. Once those big boys spawn, Idril's ultimate comes out. Then I put Laurel in and take her out right away. And then if I really want, I can face my Silas down to help Idril take care of these big boys here. Okay, and you'll notice Idril has this sword over here that comes from the invigoration set that I have on Laurel, the green string beam. So you might be looking now like this mage here, it doesn't have a chance. Look at Idril just taking all of its health before it even realizes anything. And that was Idril without Dolores boost. So you're seeing some of these numbers over here. Idril has on a Soulbound Arcana set as well. So I think she got 4 ultimates off in that fight at minimum, meaning she was doing 40% more damage during that fight. Now, if you don't care, I'm about to show the gear. And if that helps you in any way, I'm so thankful for the availability of this game to us and the technology accessible to me to do a guide and recording like this for you. And if you do care, we're going to do a deep dive into the gear. But first, that's cool. We'll do an ancient summoning as well. I don't expect to get an ancient shard too often, but it's nice when you do. So I got this garbage Asclepius neck amulet and this garbage curse amulet. So we're going to go do a summon just for the fun of it, because I think I've summoned 31 or 32 ancients since my last Lego from ancients. Let's go. Crappy animation. Here comes a Nero, probably. Sources. I have this guy at A5s, so it's 30 diamonds or 30 gems. Yeah, 30 diamonds. So, anyways, into the gear. Okay, Silas gear. It's good set, but it's not amazing stats. Okay, he's under 13.5K. His speed. Look at that. Okay, he's a fast hero regardless. Okay. Now, I think I've maxed my Silas. Oh, he's short on his blood pact, okay? And you'll see I don't have Uranus, so he's not getting big bonus, okay? So in his gear here, crit damage, bangle. Not necessary, but I mean, it's got some decent purple rolls that I'm looking for, okay? And then the attack bonus for sure, especially in Nightmare Void Rift, to my opinion. This is probably the best stuff to put on him to at least get the 13K attack. As you saw, he didn't kill the boss. He got killed by the boss. However, if you have him bonded, he would murder that boss completely. And that's something I didn't do. I have a maxed out Spirit Siphon. I could have put that on as well. It would have obviously helped him. So here's Elowen, my tree. She's completely maxed. And again, people, there's no real difference in my testings and in my inquiries and the data returned from higher healing effect compared to higher attack. So I've always ran my Elowen at as much attack as I could. And you're seeing here that she's got a bit of everything to help her out for healing as rage regen wise. But she's been in the same Asclepius set for almost 2 months now. And you're looking here like this not good rolls. Okay. I got very fortunate that out of spite, I said, I'm rolling this, and out came the attack. Okay. But this is very attainable items for anybody that's hoping to clear Nightmare Void Rift. Make no mistake about it, that is not a joke of a fight. You've got to have gear. You don't have to have the gear I have, but you've got to have the sets that I have. So Aracha, you're gonna look and you'll be like, man, I didn't know that Aracha can do damage like that. Aracha can also hit air units, which is huge. Let alone her Lord bonus providing that extra tile. Plus, every tile your piercer is from the target it's hitting, it gains a 5% damage boost. So Idril is hitting some of those mobs for an extra 50% based on Aracha's Lord bonus, plus Idril's wearing Soulbound Arcana. So it's doing mad boost altogether. So on Idril here, she's wearing Idril's Gaze. And you could put Spirit Siphon on if you want because she's hitting the mobs at least 3 or 4 times every time. She can't one-shot them. But this is my big boy. That's hilarious. This is my big boy damage set. I can't believe I stumbled like that. Anyways, I always have the same set available to whoever I want to do my maximum amount of damage. And in this case, as you notice, it was Idril. So Idril's at 13k attack. That's pretty good for her. As an epic marksman, she does great work like this. In case you're really curious, Oleg's always been in the same fracture set. And he's only in it because it has HP bonuses with purple rolls on like flat HP and defense, okay? So Oleg at 6k defense, you saw, didn't have too much worries. Not in that battle anyways, right? And I'll always have this artifact on my Oleg. Unless they release content where I'm struggling to damage something because it's new and I'm progressing, and I need him to block more than 3. It's very rare. Just so that you know as well here, Brokir actually, I should show that. So Brokir, just for the major stat boost, that's why he's wearing that Mythic Bastion ring. But he's in a broken set that has some pretty poopy pants rolls, and it's just got this HP bonus. There's nothing special about what you have to do for your tanks. If you have enough damage and you strategized in your war room before the battle correctly, there's no worries about it. So he's almost got 112k HP. And my Pantheon bonus helps that. But his 43% rage regen helps him get his ultimate available. So I'll show it again because people have asked me why don't I show her, and my Dolores is just in whatever I can get her so that she's got 10k attack total. Okay, I've almost got her to 11. It's end game viable as you're noticing because Nightmare Void Rift is end game. It might not be the hardest content in the game, but to be able to achieve it, you have to have stuff. You have to have a lineup that functions, the correct utility on the heroes so that they can complete their task. And Laurel, whatever, she's in nothing, okay? It doesn't matter. So, an invigoration set. This was New Name, playing my favorite game, Watcher Realms. I hope this video has helped you. That was a fun fight for me to figure out. It took a good 20 efforts before I got all the timings and placements down, and now I'm just funning around recording it, trying to do my best to help the community. Take care, everybody.